Key Video Productions.
There's something cooking in the neighborhood. From where I stand, it's looking mighty good. You're gonna love it. Come dine with me. Come dine with me. Come dine with me.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Come Dine With Me, Western New York. Sponsored in part by our newest sponsor, Ventura Car Star Collision in Orchard Park and the Vinyl Outlet.
We are so glad that all of you could join us this morning because in addition to our kitchen invasion, Dr. Jamie is in the house with some hints for your health. And we have two wonderful chefs who will be preparing some very innovative dishes that you're going to find easy enough to make right in your own kitchen. Promise.
Well, Jan, the purpose of our show is to introduce you to some local chefs and to get some of their new recipes out, and I hope the public is loving what we're doing for them. I mean, I get a lot of compliments about it.
Well, I think so because they're going to learn to make their signature dishes. And what could be better than coming home from a hard day's work and making something really great for the family for dinner? So let's get things rolling with Chefs Marco and Orazio. And they tell me that there's some good news and bad news. The bad news is the ocean is empty. The good news is it's all in this dish, and I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen here. Do you, Russ?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, let's take a look and find out.
Today we're bringing the sea to your table with our old friend Orazio. Man, this is unbelievable. Tell us what we're about to make.
We're going to make a seafood cioppino over some risotto.
You don't spare it. You would just scrape the bottom of the ocean and brought it to the table.
You got
right?
it. Everything you can imagine, we have it today in there.
Okay, let's get started. This is a really easy dish, but it's got a lot of ingredients.
Exactly.
Okay.
We're going to start. We have some arborio rice cooking for our risotto, and we're going to make a stock for our cioppino juice. I'm going to have you just small dice a little bit of onion and green pepper, and we're going to hit this with a little extra virgin olive oil. And you want to use really good ingredients because this is where all your flavor is coming from.
It's always, I mean, whatever you put in is what you get out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're going to put a little bit of this onion right into it, and we're going to saute that off. And while you're doing that, I'll get this started. So we're going to caramelize the onions a little bit. Just pull that sugar right out of the onions. And you don't have to worry, if you're going to use fresh herbs and stuff like that, you can use a cheesecloth and put like all your herbs into it. But we just cook it like this, and then we'll strain it. So we're going to throw our green pepper right in.
Now what you want to remember too is you don't want to cook the seafood too long either, right?
Exactly. So we're going to add a little bit of chopped garlic to it.
Okay.
And you can smell that. So we got this going good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to throw in a little bit of white wine. And you can use whatever you want, the Chardonnay, Pinot Grigio. And then we're going to hit it with some clam broth. Now you can always buy it pre-done, or you can just mix it yourself. And then we're going to add some of our herbs. We have a little bit of black pepper.
There's a lot of stuff going in this dish.
Yep.
So
A lot of flavor. You can throw in those bay leaves.
dry bay leaves.
Then we have some rosemary. You can throw a little bit of rosemary in there.
I love the way the fresh rosemary smells.
And we'll use the rest for garnish. Now this is ground saffron. And that's the real stuff. So you don't want to go too heavy because it's expensive. Some nice sea salt. And then we have a little bit of dry basil. If you have some fresh basil, you can use fresh basil, but you're going to be straining it, so you're just going to pick up a little bit of the flavor from it. And then for a little bit of heat, we put a little bit of ground cayenne pepper into it. We like a little bit of spice, especially with the seafood and stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
So we're good with that. We're just going to let this simmer. We're going to put a little bit of water in it just to give it a little bit more broth. And when it reduces, it doesn't get too concentrated on you. So we're going to let that go for a little while.
This thing is going to be so full of flavor, the broth, the fresh seafood, over that arborio rice, man.
We're going to hit this pan with a little bit of olive oil again. And this, you can see this pan's nice and hot. We're going to actually put our shellfish in first. We'll throw our clams in there just because it's going to take a little while. And we'll throw our mussels in. And again, we're just cooking in the order that it takes for them to...
Right, so it's the seafood that takes the longest.
Exactly.
You want to put those in the pan first and start to introduce that heat to those shellfish and they'll open up.
So you see them skipping along and you can see the mussels are already nice starting to open.
Sure. And one thing is for sure, you want to make sure you rinse these really well. Some of the mussels might have a little beard on them. Just take a paring knife and shave them off.
We're going to put a little more olive oil in it, and we're going to take that piece of red snapper,
So no flour or anything, just
Nope,
straight in like
straight
that?
in
You put
like
it right
this.
down, skin side down first?
Yeah, I'm gonna do skin side. Just keep that in there for a little while. We'll put the scallops and the shrimp right on top of the shellfish. And that keeps them from overcooking while that fish is cooking. Okay, so we got the simmering now. So we're gonna put our king crab legs right on top, right on top.
Okay. And these are already cooked. So
Exactly.
You don't have to really worry
So you're
about
just heating
these.
them through. And then we have some langostinos.
Now, what is exactly a langostino?
It's more like a rock shrimp. Some people try to say like lobster dainies, but they're not a true lobster dainey, it's a rock shrimp.
Okay.
And what we're gonna do here now is we have our broth. And again, like I said, you don't have to use cheesecloth because we're gonna strain it anyways. And we're just gonna pour a nice hot flavorful broth right over the top. You can see the color of the saffron change the color of the onions.
Really did. That's great.
We're gonna cover this, let it simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes, and while that's simmering, we're gonna work on some garlic bread. So we're gonna take some olive oil, we'll put a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and then I like a little bit of grated cheese. If you don't like it, you can leave it off.
I'll put it on. That's the only way.
Some chopped garlic.
Just some chopped garlic, like a handful of chopped garlic, you know. You're not Italian, are you?
Keep the vampires away tonight.
Exactly.
Okay, so we got some garlic on there.
I'm having this one.
And you can tell we like a little spice on everything, so we're gonna put a little bit of crushed red pepper right on that.
It's beautiful.
And you can take this while that's cooking and your arborio's cooking, put it in the oven, throw it in a saute pan, whatever's easier for you. You can just finish it off like that.
Okay, Orazio, a dish this big deserves a big fork like this.
You got it.
I don't know where to start. I'm gonna work my way down. This is an absolute piece of art. Man, that seafood is incredible. Super fresh. The risotto on the bottom, super creamy. Visit my friends at Orazio's restaurant.
9415 Main Street in Clarence. Come dine with me, Western New York.
This portion of the program was sponsored in part by Key Video Productions, television, video, DVD, and by Russell's Steaks, Chops, and More. Be my guest. Let us do the rest. Hey Jackson, Alexander, where are your parents going for dinner tonight?
Well, Russell's, of course.
Be my guest and let me do the rest.
We have new information on the most wanted sandwiches in Western New York.
I'll make this brief. These sandwiches were last seen at Marco's Italian Deli. Be on the lookout for Nikki Whispers. Big, beefy, surprisingly sweet. Maria Gumati, a spicy little number. Everyone wants to get their hands on. And the Underboss, notorious and nearly impossible to knock off. If you see these sandwiches, do not, I repeat, do not apprehend them alone. They are extremely tasty. No further questions at this time. Thank you.
Public needs to know.
If you only make it to one bridal show before your wedding, this is the show of shows and you won't want to miss it. It's Buffalo Bridal Expo, featuring fashion shows throughout the day and thousands of dollars in prizes for brides and grooms. Come to the expo, the Buffalo Bridal Expo, Sunday, January 26th at Seneca Niagara Casino, and plan your whole wedding in one great day. Tickets are free, but they're going fast. Register today at buffalobridalexpo.com or call 566-1116. That's 566-1116.
Seneca Niagara Casino and Hotel, where value meets excitement. With 4,000 of the newest slots and biggest jackpots, 100 action-packed table games, award-winning restaurants, live entertainment, superior guest service, and a players club that makes every visit even more rewarding. Your winning destination, Seneca Niagara Casino and Hotel. Excitement worth sharing.
Welcome back to Come Dine With Me, Western New York, sponsored by Russell's Steaks, Chops, and More, and our friends at Buffalo Hotel Supply. Well, our chefs are getting ready for today's kitchen invasion, but right now, let's head back to our beautiful studio kitchen at Artisan Kitchens and Baths.
Today we're making penne Tuscane. And what I've done so far to make this dish, the first thing I did was I took a bulb eggplant, I cubed it in large pieces, I placed it on a plate that had coffee filters on it, and what that does is it absorbs all of the liquid in the eggplant. Salted it real good to extract any of the bitters that are in the eggplant, and then I took it to the microwave and I put it on there for about 10 minutes, checking it about 5 minutes into it to make sure that everything was where it's supposed to be. Then I took it out of the microwave, I put it on a pan to cool. Then I took my saute pan and I added some spicy Italian sausage. I removed the skins. You can use bulk, you can use patties. I happen to use links. I put them in just hand-sized pieces, sauteed it, rendered it down, and I pulled that off the heat as well. And then what I did was I took 2 28-ounce cans of San Marzano tomatoes, which is the prized tomato in Italy. And what I did was I just pureed those right in the pan. And now we're going to assemble our dish for the final product. Okay, so now what I do is I have some onions sauteing on the stove. To that, we're going to add a little bit of fresh chopped garlic, maybe about 1 or 2 cloves. You can never have too much garlic. And you always want to add your garlic after the onions so you don't want it to burn. Okay, we have it at about a medium-high heat. And you see it's nice and caramelized. And the reason you want to caramelize it is because this will extract all the natural sugars that are in the onion and any of the products that you're cooking. Now to that, we're going to reintroduce our Italian sausage that's already pre-cooked. And we're just going to add it right to the pan. We're going to take our microwaved and sauteed eggplant. We're going to add that to the dish. And then we're just going to do a couple of spins around the pan to get all of the flavors, all of the products all happy and together. And if you could smell this, it's absolutely amazing. Now, if you want to make this vegetarian, you just leave out the step of the sausage. You can also add zucchini or squash to it. You can add mushrooms. It's pretty much a real open dish. You can do anything you like. Now that we have everything nice and hot, we're going to take our pureed San Marzano tomatoes and we're going to add that right to the pan. We're going to give it a quick stir. Okay, now we're going to add our fresh herbs to our mixture. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to take some fresh oregano. And we're just going to kind of coarsely chop it, gives it more of a rustic feel. And you want to use about 3 times as much or so, whichever you prefer, fresh herb as opposed to dried, because the dried has a little higher concentration ratio. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take some fresh chopped thyme. We're going to use about a teaspoon of this, but you can add more if you wish. And then the last one we're going to use is some fresh basil. Now the fresh basil is grown in my house, kind of a staple there. And again, we're just going to do this as a rough chop. I like to see the leaves in my sauce. Okay, now we're going to add our fresh herbs to our sauce. Okay, now we're going to add some fresh grated pecorino romano. Pecorino is from goat. And then the prized cheese of Italy, Parmigiano Reggiano. This is kind of like the best cheese in the whole wide world. And we're going to add that to that. And you can add more or less, whatever you prefer. That's the beauty of cooking this dish. You can make it any way you like. To that, we're going to add some fresh sea salt, coarse ground black pepper, and of course, being Sicilian, I like a little bit of sugar in there. It'll just cut the acidity in the tomatoes just very, very slightly. About a tablespoon. All right, now we get to taste the fruits of our labor. Normally this is a family style serving. Probably 4 to 6 people can eat off of this, but I'm the only one here today, so I'm gonna make this my portion. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's Italian. My name is Chef Art Christie from Frontier Catering. Come dine with me, Western New York.
Closed captioning provided by
CarStar Relax. We'll take it from here.
A crash, a rear ender, a side swipe, a fender bender. No matter what you call it, every accident is a hassle. That's why at Ventura's CarStar Collision, we'll provide you with support every step of the way.
You'll get our team of certified technicians who work with the industry's best equipment.
Plus, you'll get assistance with insurance claims, rental cars, and estimates.
We'll help you make the choices that are right for your family.
After all, we're a family too.
With Frontier Catering, it's easy to show your good taste. Chef Art Christie uses time-tested techniques and authentic family recipes to create a custom menu that showcases your personal style and your venue. And with Frontier Catering, your food is prepared fresh, on-site. For corporate events, unforgettable weddings, and other signature celebrations, it has to be Frontier Catering.
You know you need a professional video for your company or website, but you're wondering, where do I begin? Well, check out keyvideo.com, Buffalo's premier television and video production house. We work with big businesses and other companies that think big. Corporate image, sales, training, you name it. Scripting, shooting, editing, we call it concept to completion, and we're ready to work for you. For your business, for all of life's events. Call, click, or visit Key Video today.
Remember when your mother always told you you're not leaving the table unless you eat all your vegetables? Well, there's a reason for that. Green vegetables are the #1 food that you can have on a regular basis that will keep you healthy. Green vegetables are low in fat, high in fiber, low in calories. They constantly fight disease such as heart disease, cancers, high cholesterol. They also contain high amounts of vitamins and minerals. So for all you women out there who are concerned about your calcium intake, please eat more green vegetables. Believe it or not, they have a lot more calcium than a glass of milk. Some examples of green vegetables are kale, Brussels sprouts, collard greens, spinach, broccoli, and romaine lettuce. So remember, when you're going out to eat at your favorite restaurant, order a nice dark green salad or a side of veggies. I'm Dr. Jamie Brennan with giving you just a few hints for your health.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Boy from the Mansion on Delaware Avenue. Come dine with me, Western New York.
This neighborhood is on the Historic Registry. All the houses along this street are registered with the Historical Society.
It means that your house is very special and meets the requirements of a historic district.
Certain modifications to the house have to fit into those guidelines in order to maintain the historical registry.
I found Julie from Artisan Kitchens by doing an internet search and saw that she specialized in arts and crafts style design. And when I met her, I knew immediately that she was the one. She had a very collaborative style because I had a lot of ideas that I wanted to incorporate and I wanted to work with her, and that's what we did, and we came up with a beautiful, beautiful outcome. I'm having some guests over today. The main guest is my niece Stacy because she's the reason I went to Jamaica.
Well, we've been going to Jamaica. Well, my family's actually been going to Jamaica for probably about 20 years. They found a little hotel right on the beach that they've just been frequenting every year.
I hope to learn how to make an amazing Jamaican meal. I'm going to pay very close attention because I also love to cook, but I need a lot of help.
Oh, hey, how you doing? We're here. Good to see you. How are you?
So when we met with Diane for the first time, she said that she absolutely loves Jamaica, and she wanted to do a Jamaican menu because she wanted to actually learn how to do the food. So who better? We have Krista Van Wagner.
Living in the islands, living in Jamaica, I had the perfect recipes for this home invasion.
She did her jerk chicken.
It's a very simple marinade consisting of allspice, which is indigenous to Jamaica, and also one of my favorites, coconut rice and beans.
And Art did an amazing job on his conch chowder.
Which was a perfect complement to the rest of the theme that we prepared today.
I did meat patties, which actually came out pretty good.
I'm here with Rich today, and we're going to be preparing a Jamaican conch chowder. So let's get started with today's dish. We're going to talk a little bit about the ingredients that are going in it. Relatively simple dish to make, so it's something that everybody can do. We started with a basic fish stock. You can use potatoes, carrots, onions, celery, that type of thing. Boil it down for about 30 minutes and strain it. We left it on the stove warm, and then we added to that a mirepoix of vegetables, which is carrots, celery, and onions. We put butter in the pan, sauteed everything so we can sweat the vegetables out, get all the flavor profiles out. We got our vegetables exactly where we want them, sweat nice and sauteed. Our conch meat is all nice and separated and sautés. Now we're going to take it, we're going to transfer it over our stock that we've had on the stove sauteing, okay?
Oh, okay. Art was a lot of fun. I learned a lot about sauteing vegetables. You bring out the sugars, but you don't want to brown them because that adds a different flavor to it.
Now we're going to add the potatoes and the tomatoes to our fish stock.
Okay, let me get those for you.
We added some fresh thyme, and we cooked it for about 30 minutes till the vegetables were nice and tender. And then to finish off the dish, just prior to plate presentation, we took a little dark rum, we added some sea salt, we put some fresh squeezed lime on the top. Awesome.
Diane, you thought I was kidding? I don't cook Jamaican food. But I found a great recipe in here for meat patties, so let's get started.
All right.
Jamaican meat patties. We had scallions, red pepper, garlic. Now all these things that I'm cutting up and getting ready, we're gonna put right in the meat, and that's gonna be the flavor of our meat patties.
Okay.
We use ground beef, brown it off. Okay, man, now we start to cook our ground beef. You like that, huh? It's
I
my
like
Jamaican
that.
accent. Throw the butter in the pan.
All
And
right.
we got our pan at about a medium to a high heat. You wanna hear that sizzle?
Ooh.
We added crushed hot pepper, cumin, some scallions, salt, pepper, and a lot of hot pepper. Diane was a little crazy with the hot peppers. Whoa, we're gonna kill somebody with all those peppers. That's all right, though. You like it spicy.
Oh, I'm Italian.
There you go. All right.
Marco is an amazing man. He's a lot of fun. He's very spontaneous, and he knows what he's doing and what he's talking about.
We cheated on the dough. We bought frozen empanada dough.
I very much wanted to know how these were made. I just so enjoyed them when I was in Jamaica, and I really appreciate it.
Don't overstuff them, only
Okay.
because it'll spell out.
Okay.
So filling these really wasn't that hard, was it?
No, it was pretty easy.
So we're gonna cook these in about a medium to a high heat, and you want to be gentle. You don't want to throw them in the oil. It's almost like you're cooking a chicken cutlet. So Diane, you just want to fry them until they start to crisp around the edges. Then we're gonna flip them over. They're gonna puff up a little bit, and you know they're done when they're golden brown.
All right, thank you.
Stacy, I have one thing to say to you today. Jamaica, Jamaica. Do you know the song? You got the feeling?
Absolutely.
How about doing some jerk chicken today?
Fantastic.
It's a very simple marinade. What I did was I put the fresh thyme with stems and all, and scallion and garlic, allspice, cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg, a bit of soy sauce. Just put that in the bowl, and I finished it at the end with the fresh ginger. And I didn't even peel the ginger. I just put it right in that food processor, and I cut mine with a little bit of pineapple juice because of the saltiness, and then finished it with a bit of my own Jamaican hot sauce.
You can definitely tell through the flavors in the jerk marinade that Krista definitely got Jamaica to the point.
Stacy, that's wonderful. That ginger, I can taste it. We're just going to marinate our chicken, and you can just split them or cut them into pieces. The thighs are one of my favorite. I highly recommend thighs. And just marinate that overnight. We didn't use a char grill today, so I just roasted it right in the oven, 400 degrees, about 45 minutes.
My sister-in-law, Ann, also came along, and she was so happy to work with Krista.
How about some coconut rice and beans?
Sounds good.
It's a traditional dish that I saw all through Jamaica. I sauteed onions and a bit of butter, finished it with a little bit of garlic, cooked it till it was fragrant. Then we added our rice, chicken stock, a bit of coconut milk, fresh thyme. I chose to use the kidney beans and a bit of my hot sauce. Cover it. We were finished up in about 20 minutes.
The three chefs here today were an incredible team. There was such synergy. Everybody worked together. We all did a lot of laughing.
The jerk marinade was fantastic. I love Jamaican food. It was wonderful to be part of that.
It wasn't overly spicy. It just had so much flavor.
It tasted like Jamaica.
To have Krista in our corner, the Jamaican queen, really put it over the top.
This was a really wonderful experience. My heart was in it, my soul was in it, and everybody here today felt the same way. I couldn't have asked for a better home invasion.
We all learned a lot about how to make Jamaican food, and I will try some of the recipes for sure in my own kitchen.
Come dine with me, Western New York.
This portion of the program was sponsored in part by Buffalo Hotel Supply. Design, deliver, and install. We can do it all. And by Artisan Kitchens and Baths. See, touch, feel, and use our products.
Be my guest. Let us do the rest.
2014 is the year to enhance your curb appeal with a new fence, deck, or railing from the Vinyl Outlet.
Your home doesn't deserve second best, so call the Vinyl Outlet.
The Vinyl Outlet provides custom fabrication of the highest quality vinyl products, installed by the finest craftsmen, committed to deliver the look you deserve. Beat the spring rush and take advantage of our low winter rates. The Vinyl Outlet. Trust in the best.
Let us transform your home.
Come in for a great time at Alton. Our extensive menu will surely satisfy everyone. Start your day off with farm fresh eggs, a hearty omelet, or a delicious Belgian waffle. Our famous chicken souvlaki is made fresh to order, as well as all of our mouth-watering burgers, sandwiches, and melts. Try our tempting portobello strip steak topped with balsamic mushrooms, caramelized onions, and melted Asiago cheese, or our shrimp fettuccine with a rich lobster cream sauce. No matter what you choose, you can never go wrong. Alton's, all good.
Well, we're out of time for this episode, but before we go, I'd like to thank our great sponsors. We couldn't do it without them. Artisan Kitchens and Baths, the Vinyl Outlet, and of course, Key Video Productions.
And Jan, before we go, as we say every week, I mean, I hope that you don't get tired of us here, but please support your local restaurants. They're so important. Don't you think so?
I do agree, Russ. And, you know, there's nothing like a great meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And just a reminder that if you'd like any of the recipes you've seen on today's show, or you want to learn more about our program, you can check us out at Facebook or on ComeDineWithMeWNY.com. For the Key Video Production crew and everyone here at Come Dine With Me, Western New York, I'm Jan Farrington.
And I'm Russ Salvatore. Jan, it's that time to stick a fork in it because we are done.
If you only make it to one bridal show before your wedding, this is the show of shows and you won't want to miss it. It's Buffalo Bridal Expo, featuring fashion shows throughout the day and thousands of dollars in prizes for brides and grooms. Come to the expo, the Buffalo Bridal Expo, Sunday, January 26th at Seneca Niagara Casino, and plan your whole wedding in one great day. Tickets are free, but they're going fast. Register today at buffalobridalexpo.com or call 566-1116. That's 566-1116.
The romance of Tuscany, the flavor of DiPaolo's, everything you love about DiPaolo's, the food, the friendship, the family. Whether in our elegant dining room or outside in the courtyard, the atmosphere is authentic. For a simple dinner out or the affair of a lifetime, find Tuscany in your own backyard. Ilio DiPaolo's Restaurant, Banquets, and Ringside Lounge in Blaisdell, a family restaurant with a gourmet touch.